Toyota is one of the most recognizable names in the automotive industry today, but how this well-known car brand get its start in the automotive industry? Let's try and find out in today's video. The main man behind Toyota is Kishiro Toyota, son of engineer Sakichi Toyota, who established Toyota Automotive Loom Works. Kishiro persuaded his brother, who was responsible as head of the family business, to invest in the expansion of Toyota Loom Works into a concept automobiles division, of which was considered a risk to the family business at the time. Shortly before Sakichi Toyota died, he encouraged his son to follow his dream and pursue automobile manufacturing. Kishiro would solidify the mechanical prowess the family had experienced inventing steam, oil, and electric looms, and would develop and institute what eventually became the global powerhouse of modern fame today, Toyota Motor Corporation. He would also institute the spelling of the automobile company away from the family name to famously garner good luck. A visit to Europe and the USA in 1929 would make Kishiro determined to start his own automobile company. Toyota Industries Corporation first established an automobile manufacturing division in 1933. Later in 1936, the Automotive Manufacturing Act designated it as a licensed company. Its first production vehicle, the Model AA sedan, was unveiled in 1936 and was heavily influenced by the Chrysler DeSoto Airflow. It adhered to prevailing automotive conventions of the time through its design. The following year, in 1937, it became independent as Toyota Motor Corporation, and in the same year, Kishiro became vice president. The company would be affected due to the World War, and with the war heavily taking place in the Pacific Theater, the company was forced to manufacture trucks for the Imperial Japanese Army. The company was not allowed to manufacture full passenger cars until 1949. However, a small number of cars were able to be built since 1947. One of these cars was the Toyota SA, which made Kishiro's Persevere worthwhile. Now, while Japanese automakers were allowed to make cars post-1949, they had to face another problem. Japan introduced a new program to stabilize the economy and reduce inflation. This caused a severe cash shortage in the automotive sector, leading to many truck owners defaulting on loans. Thankfully, Toyota was saved by the Bank of Japan, the country's central bank. In the 1950s, Toyota emerged from the financial crisis and took some bold decisions such as firing employees and reducing its workforce. However, the Korean War was just around the corner, and since it was so close to the Japanese borders, the American Armed Forces ordered trucks from Japanese companies. Toyota was asked to manufacture and sell 1,000 trucks, and this allowed the company to forego its financial struggles. Toyota executives traveled to the U.S. to study Ford's manufacturing processes. Toyota executives received a lot of experience and returned to Japan more knowledgeable. The Toyota Way, a management philosophy and Toyota production system, a lean manufacturing technique which would make the company a leader in the manufacturing industry, were born from the knowledge they learned during the trip and what the company learned about making looms. The Toyota Crown, Toyota's first complete passenger vehicle, was under development beginning in January 1952. Before the Crown, Toyota outsourced the design and production of car bodies, which were then mounted on Toyota-made truck frames. The task was a significant test for Toyota because it required the company to create bodies and create a new chassis that would be comfortable while also enduring the sluggish, unpaved roads that were prevalent in Japan at the time. Kishiro Toyota passed away in 1952. Eiji Toyota, Kishiro's cousin, took over management and released the Crown in 1955. The car was a hit, receiving favorable reviews from all over the globe. Toyota aggressively grew its export business following the Crown's success. It exported its Land Cruisers to Latin America, Philippines, and other countries. It also opened a branch in Thailand and established its first production facility outside Japan in Brazil in 1958. The Land Cruiser needs no introduction. It's one of Toyota's most popular SUVs of all time. The Japanese economy started witnessing a boom in the 1960s, thanks to Toyota and all the other Japanese companies. With the economic boom, Japanese people were far more wealthier and could now afford cars and other luxuries. Toyota started catering to the local market and began selling economy cars such as the Toyota Corolla. This came at a time when the Japanese government started investing heavily on Japanese road infrastructure. Toyota just grew and grew year after year as more and more Japanese started buying cars. At the time, Toyota was the main car maker in the country, thus enabling it to get a foothold in the Japanese market. In the 1960s, Japan witnessed opening of its economy to foreign companies for the first time. This allowed foreign companies to invest in Japan. Toyota, meanwhile, took the opportunity heads-on and began investing in other Japanese automakers to support the local automobile industry. Among these companies were a stake in Hino Motors, a producer of commercial trucks, buses, and diesel engines. Toyota also had a 16.8% stake in Daihatsu, a manufacturer of small highway passenger cars in Japan. In 1981, Eiji Toyota resigned from his position as president and took the role of chairman. Kishiro Toyota's son, Soichiro Toyota, took over as president after him. Soichiro began to combine Toyota's production and sales organizations within a few months. The resulting business became the Toyota Motor Corporation in 1982. Soichiro oversaw Toyota collaborating with foreign automakers. One of these was the joint venture between Toyota and General Motors in 1984. GM saw this as a great opportunity to learn more about the Toyota way and Japanese automakers' production system, as well as a way to gain access to a reliable small car. Toyota, meanwhile, saw GM as a company who could help them navigate through the American labor environment. The venture gave Toyota to set up its first manufacturing base in North America. Toyota saw immense growth in a foreign market and won its first Quality Control Award. It also began taking part in various motorsport competitions and car rallies. Before the end of the decade, Toyota unveiled Lexus, a new division dedicated to produce and sell electric cars. The LS400 flagship full-size sedan was the first luxury car under the Lexus brand. In the 1990s, Toyota diversified its lineup, manufacturing larger and more opulent vehicles. This was the decade where we saw Toyota's now iconic full-sized pickup trucks called the T100. Toyota also unveiled and released the Camry Solara. The company also released updated versions of its sports cars such as the MR2, Celica, and Supra. The trio of sports cars would go on to become some of the most recognized sports cars in history. Toyota also became the first company to release hybrid cars before the turn of the millennium. In 1997, Toyota released the Prius, a mass-produced gasoline-electric hybrid. The 2000s saw Toyota witness growth and success as it gained a lot of fame and recognition in foreign markets. The company began participating in F1, and its cars were a mainstay in popular culture, featuring in films such as Fast and the Furious and the video games like Need for Speed. The company also further expanded in North America, opening its first plant in Canada and a new plant in the US. Nevertheless, the company faced a lot of hiccups as the global financial crisis in 2008-09, where it registered its first loss in 7 years. The company was also forced to shut down its Japanese plants for 11 days in 2009 and had to pay over $1 billion in compensation to the American government over purposefully concealing details about its defects in its automobiles. In June 2009, Akio Toyoda became the president of Toyota. He is the grandson of the founder Kishiro Toyota and has since managed the operations in the company. Today, Toyota has a presence in almost all the countries around the globe. It also has a manufacturing plant in China, Turkey, Mexico, France, and Indonesia, besides Canada, the USA, Thailand, and Brazil. Besides, the company also assembles its vehicles in almost every country around the world. It is by far one of the most successful Japanese companies worldwide. Well, that's all for this video. Hope you enjoyed watching this one. Thanks for watching.